So I want to show you guys a quick exercise that will help you get even clearer on your goals moving forward into 2022 because I see so many people who have a certain goal. And I'm actually going to use an example because every 90 days, my mentor and I work on a 90-day goal. And I do this exercise over and over again every 90 days to where I have solvable problems. And that's the goal. A lot of you guys right now who are watching this video don't have a solvable problem. And so I'm going to give you clarity on how to get there. Okay. So I'm going to go over this. I'm going to go over how I was able to figure out my solvable problem and how you can figure out your solvable problems no matter what type of offer that you have. This goes for, it doesn't matter, brick and mortar businesses, e-com businesses, online coaching businesses, digital products, it does not matter. A lot of people get so like hung up on, well, I do digital products or it doesn't matter. Every one of us needs to be creating at least one measurable goal every 90 days. And my mentor actually challenges me to keep it either one or two. And he had me start off with one. And as you can see, going back into April through June of 2020, this was my 90-day goal. And you can see I've got strategies and I've got tactics. Okay. A lot of people get those two mixed up. And so just to kind of give you guys some context, I started with my mentor working with him in October of 2019. And in October of 2019, I was just doing content and seeing what sticks, and it was working, but I was doing a ton of content, right? And then a lot of you guys who are watching this video right now are like, yep, that's me. And so I'm going to show you how I went from just doing a lot of content, doing a lot of podcasts, doing a lot of guests in people's groups into being able to figure out a solvable problem. And so he helped me create a 90-day plan so that I could figure out my solvable problems. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how I did that and how I got to here. Okay. But first, let me give you an example of how to create a plan when you already have a solvable problem. And then I'm going to reverse engineer this. Okay. So in April through June of 2020, my goal was to get 300 new people into the $7 a month program. That was my only goal because at this point, my $7 program was just graduating people into my premium program, which was awesome, right? Because then I don't have to spend time marketing my premium program, which is a higher barrier, right? It's a higher price point, but I can easily get people into my $7 program and then graduate those people to the next level. So this is why it's super important that you have solvable problems, because now I don't have to worry about, well, what do I promote when I do all these things? I know if I get people into the $7 group, they're going to graduate. So the three strategies that I know hands down work the best, because in my first 90-day goals, I kept track of the numbers so that now I have solvable problems. So for instance, check this out. One of my favorite strategies is organic video marketing. My solvable problem, because I have been keeping track over the last 180 days, I know that I can close almost everyone that I have a conversation in Messenger with. I can get them into the $7 offer. Almost everybody. And so therefore, my solvable problem is if I get 300 new people into the $7 group, all I have to do is talk to 300 people in Messenger, right? That's a solvable problem because I know this. I kept track over the last 2 90-day periods. So I know that if I do my Client Accelerator 2-step, which is the one where I do either a video or a post and people comment, and then I move the conversation to Messenger, I know that if I can get 300 people into Messenger, I'm going to reach my goal. That's a solvable problem. My next solvable problem is I know that if I do organic outreach, meaning if I leverage someone else's audience, that the amount of people that show up to that live training in their group, I know on average I can close 1 out of 3 people into my $7 program. So if I do the numbers, I can do 10 guest trainings in other people's groups and I will get to my 300 new people with just this. So I've got a solvable problem here and I've got a solvable problem here. Now, here's where Facebook advertising started to come in. Now, back in January through March of 2020, I did not have this solvable problem. I was not running ads. I only was doing this. And I sold over 400 people into my $7 program doing these strategies. Now, these strategies take a lot of time. And so in January of 2020, I decided, you know what? I am going to start Facebook advertising to see if I can sell this on autopilot. In March of 2020, I knew that I was getting on average $11 per acquisition. So I know my solvable problem is if I don't want to spend time doing these two things, I now know in April of 2020 that I can just spend $3,300 and get it over with and let Facebook ads do the heavy lifting. Guess which one I chose to go balls to the walls with? I did this. Now, I did this as I needed to and when I wanted to, because now I had a solvable problem. I could let Facebook ads do the heavy lifting for me. All I have to do now is do content, put it on Facebook, and the advertising platform takes care of it for me. But I would have never been able to do this if I didn't go through this process. My organic marketing and organic outreach, this gave me all of the conversations that I needed to create the content that is getting me this result. And so that's why I always ask people, well, do you have more time or do you have more money? Because we can create solvable problems organically and we can create solvable problems with Facebook ads. And it doesn't matter whether you are in my $7 program or whether you're in my Lean on Laurel mastermind. We create these solvable problems and I give you guys the content in order to solve them. Inside the $7 program, these are in the organic strategy section. In the $7 program, this solvable problem is actually in the ad strategy section. I give you guys calculators. Doesn't matter which program you're in, I help you create these solvable problems. Now, if you've never done organic video marketing, you don't have a solvable problem yet. So maybe your goal, like let's say, let's take one step back. I'll show you guys how to actually do this. Like, let's say you are a brand new coach with a high ticket offer, right? The fastest path to cash for you is conversations, right? So your goal number one, and here's where people sometimes pick the wrong goals, because remember, every time we're creating a goal, we want to create a solvable problem. So if you're brand new to the coaching space and you've never booked any calls before, why would you make your solvable problem to make $30K a month when you don't even know how many calls do you get every month? How many conversations, right? Over Messenger, right? How many comments do your 2 steps get, right? So we have to create solvable problems. So someone who's very new into my my Lean on Laurel program, here, I'll actually show you guys what that would actually look like. I know she won't mind me sharing. So check this out. So this is what she's doing, right? So these are the things right here, right? So she wants to talk to chiropractors. And so her goal is not to make a certain amount of money, because she's got to crawl before she walks and she's got to push herself up before she crawls, right? There's different steps. And so her goal over the first 90 days of 2022 is, hey, I'm going to make 1,000 connections. Out of those connections, how many people could I get to comment, and how many could I get over to Messenger? And how many of those people could I move over to a call? And then how many of those people could I make a sale on? This is what she's working on, her solvable problem. And so she doesn't want to do paid advertising because she doesn't have the cash flow to do paid advertising. So we blacked that part of her strategy out, right? So again, we're creating her solvable problems from scratch. Okay. So her solvable problem is, how many messenger conversations could I get? She has no idea. And so what she's going to do is, her first goal is to make 1,000 connections. And so the way that she's going to divide that is, she's going to divide it by 500 two steps on Facebook, 400 on LinkedIn, and then 100 cold email. That's going to be her cold outreach, because she's trying to get to her solvable problem. Her first solvable problem is, how many messenger conversations could I get if I do these two things? Her next solvable problem is, how many chiropractors can I get to respond to my emails if I did this one thing? That way, in April through June, she's going to have solvable problems to work with, so that if she knows she can get X amount of comments, X amount of messenger conversations equal X amount of calls equal X amount of sales, then, like me, she will have solvable problems. That way, she's not wasting time doing things that do not move the needle in her business. And so this is what we do inside my Lean on Laurel program. It is a more in-depth program. It doesn't just cover, like when I had my premium program, it just covered ads. But I was doing a disservice because so many people aren't ready for ads. A lot of people who are in my circle, they need help with the organic marketing and getting to this level. I want every single one of my clients to have a solvable problem every 90 days. Okay. So hopefully this video was helpful. Now I will be opening up enrollments, and I'm super excited about this program because it is an in-depth program that not only arms you with advertising strategies, it also arms you with organic foundations so that you can optimize your advertising in a way that is profitable for you. I'm so tired of seeing so many people spend so much money on advertising, and it's all because they don't know their solvable problems. They don't have enough conversations with people. And I want to make sure that everyone in 2022 has an awesome way to be able to create these 90-day plans that have solvable problems, so that we know exactly how I can help you execute. Like a lot of my students, they need help executing these client two steps. Like a lot of times my students will be like, well, I didn't get comments on this post. And I look at it on one of our calls and I'm like, well, I could tell you exactly why you didn't comment. Or they'll send me messenger conversations and I'm helping them like say what they should be saying in messenger to be helpful. We have Be Helpful campaigns. We have power content campaigns. We have advertising campaigns. We have everything that you need if you have a high ticket coaching offer and you want to make online marketing work for you. I want to invite you to enroll in my brand new Lean on Laurel Mastermind, where we have 14 calls a month. We have a private community. You get exclusive access to me so that I could actually help you create solvable problems. And so your marketing becomes fun. It becomes easy, right? Like I don't have to spend so much time doing organic stuff anymore because I have my paid ads solvable problem. I can know if I put X amount of dollars in, I'm going to get new members into my $7 program. And I don't have to spend time doing any other type of marketing. I can do videos like this that actually help people move the needle. So if you are interested in coming into my Lean on Laurel program, I'm going to make it super easy. Go to adswithlaurel.com/mentorship. And actually, don't forget to put the www. Learn that Kartra is very picky. You have to put the www. But if you go to www.adswithlaurel.com/mentorship, there's a video on that page. It will walk you through everything that you're going to get, how the program works, how much the program is. And by the way, guys, I wanted to still create, a really affordable way that we can get these strategies into the hands of people who need them. So don't worry, it is not a high ticket. It is still super affordable. And so I hope that you guys have a very, very happy holidays. And I hope that this was very, very helpful. This is by far my favorite exercise to do because this right here is the way to get exactly what you want in your business without spending hours upon hours on social media, because this gives you the roadmap of everything that you need to accomplish to get things done in 2022.